everybody, party people. Welcome back to a new episode of Fangirl Talk hosted by me, Allie. In today's episode of the podcast, I will be talking about characters versus cast members, learning the difference between them, learning to respect them, and their privacy. So for today's episode, I want to talk about characters versus cast members. I want to make it clear that this is going to be about every fandom in general, not just one specific fandom. I will be talking about some cast or characters or specific fandoms, but that will only be for the purpose of examples because I'm either a part of them or I have experienced it. So to start off, it is very important to learn to separate LGBT plus characters from non-LGBT cast, especially if one day you are meeting the cast or want to ask a question. For example, this was not at a convention, but I know Alicia Debnam Carey, who plays Lexa in The 100, an LGBT character, is always getting questions on a daily being asked if she is gay. First of all, that is inappropriate to ask anyone, especially in the comment section on her friend's birthday post or literally anywhere. Second of all, she does not owe you anything. Third, I saw a TikTok that made a really interesting point. While they and I believe that trans and non-binary actors should portray trans and non-binary characters, they believe that gay characters should be portrayed by anyone. Because if we say that only LGBTQ plus members can portray only the LGBTQ plus characters, by that definition, the actors who are in the closet have not come out publicly or did not know they were LGBTQ plus yet would not be able to play those characters. I don't remember the specific actress that she gave the example for, but I definitely agree. So even if a character or cast member is LGBTQ plus or vice versa with their character, it is not okay to harass them. Characters are not just characters to so many people. The people who have barely any representation in the media, especially now, when they say that it is not just a character for them, believe them. They are finally seeing someone who looks like them, who feels like them, someone who makes them feel like they are not alone. In The 100, the actress who portrays Raven Reyes is half Latinx. My queen, Lindsay Morgan, has spoken about the fact that whenever she was hired for a role, she was always playing the maid or the help or some sort of Hispanic stereotype. When she got the role for Raven Reyes, she liked that she could portray a badass zero-G mechanic who happened to be female. That's the kind of representation that is so important. Another one of my favorite examples is in Sex Education in season 2, where I'm so sorry, I don't remember the girl's name, but she talks with her sex education counselor about her experience that she does not want to have sex. She doesn't feel like ever doing it. She thinks she's broken. But her counselor eventually asks her if she knows what asexual means. She says no, and then the counselor proceeds to explain what exactly it is. She tells her she's not broken and that she might just be asexual. I have never seen or heard any other show talk about sexuality until this show, especially asexuality. Do you know how many people probably heard that and felt exactly like her character, like they were broken, and then to have somebody tell you that you're not, you're perfectly normal just the way you are? That must be insane, and that is why they are not just characters for a lot of people. Number 2, I talked a little bit about shipping, so let's go ahead and continue with that. Shipping characters is 1000% okay. But I want to talk about shipping real people. For me, it's very easy to separate reality from fictional characters. If you cannot do that, I suggest you just completely stop shipping people. If you can separate them, I say you are free to ship whoever you want. Even if you don't, you're free to ship whoever you want, but I'm just saying For example, I used to ship Lark so much. Obviously, after learning more about the cast, I realized that Bob was in a relationship and that he was in the same relationship for a couple years that I knew him. Eliza was in a couple different relationships throughout the years, but because I love their friendship so much, I really started to think about the idea of the possibility of them being together, but I never forced them to want to. People at conventions will be like, oh my god, can you guys kiss? What? So of course I never harassed them or their partners into telling them to break up with them, or literally terrible things that people tell them every single day because they think it's okay to say those things because you want a fictional relationship to be real. That is not okay. Also, remember to Google the ages. For example, Charlie, who plays Luke in Julie and the Phantoms, is 6 years older than Madison, who plays Julie. So it is perfectly okay to ship their characters, but it is literally illegal if Charlie and Madison got together. Even characters I have fallen in love with, I usually have to Google the cast members' ages because when I turned 18, I didn't realize how weird it was actually going to be. Not only does the age come into play, but also when the cast simply just do not want to be shipped. At that point, just don't ship them. For example, Finn Wolfhard and Millie Bobby Brown. When they started, they were so young, and they really hated being shipped, them in general, as castmates. But I'm pretty sure just in the show, they didn't like it, but obviously that turned into a storyline. Anyways, people ship them all the time, and they have said it multiple times. They do not like to be shipped. They do not want to be shipped. So at that point, it'd just be easier to just ship in silence if you do. And if I say you're going to ship real people, ship in silence. It's what I have always done. It's what I will continue to do. And just remember to respect real life partners. Number 3, remember that they are humans and not gods. You can idolize them, but remember they owe you nothing. This is a lesson I had to learn the hard way, and to quote Halsey, they say don't meet your heroes, they're all fucking weirdos, and God knows that they were right. I absolutely love the cast of The 100. I'm not going to specifically say who, but they have broken my heart multiple times, and every time it fucking hurts. You open yourself up to these people, and while they may not know you, their characters mean everything to you. So of course when you fall in love with a character, you fall in love with the cast, and then you become crazy obsessed, and of course who wouldn't? But we all have to remember that even though we love them, they probably don't know we exist. If you are lucky enough to get a chance to meet them in person at conventions or at an online convention, or literally just interact with them anywhere online, you feel on top of the world, and it's a great feeling. My feelings towards cast members are usually real feelings, and in my real life, I know I push people away. This is because I would rather push them away than get hurt first because of things from my past. Those beautiful boys like Joshua Bassett and Charlie Gillespie give me butterflies, and I don't mind it. But I have to remember that they don't even know me. They don't know I exist. If something ever happened or if something ever came up, I don't want to be hurt like I was with certain things and certain people of the 100 cast. I am learning to control my feelings to be able to still love the cast as an artist and love and respect their work versus my personal feelings. Because yesterday, when I recorded this, not currently, I legit cried over Charlie for 10 minutes. I was watching TikToks and I had a whole conversation to myself before I went to sleep. I literally cried myself to sleep because I love him with all my heart. But I know even if one day we meet, I'm not going to mean as much as he means to me. And I have to accept that. What the fuck did I write? I'm so sorry. I wrote this. I'm reading off my iPad. I wrote this the day after this happened. I sound so passionate, but it's so funny. Anyways, to continue my last point, he owes me nothing. And with this, I also want to talk about how active cast are online. Wow, I'm sorry, my points are everywhere and they sound like they don't go with each other. But anyways, usually big celebrities don't even interact with fans. When we get any interaction, it's amazing, but when newer cast like Julie and the Phantoms still interact with fans, people tend to want the attention and will say and do anything for it. But that's the problem. We start to believe that they owe us a response, that they owe us a post, that they owe us a story, and that is completely inaccurate. We should appreciate what we get. I saw a TikTok post that I wasn't trying to attack the girl, but I did comment because she had messaged Charlie a couple times and he finally responded with 2 pictures and his message saying, "I'm sorry, I didn't see this," and like something else. I think she was telling him that it was her birthday, if she could get a happy birthday message or something like that. Well, of course it would mean a lot, but he doesn't owe you that. And the message and messaging him over and over and over again is not okay. He literally apologized for not seeing it earlier. Even in the message, he said, "I was trying to stay off the internet or stay off my phone," something like that. Like, he doesn't even owe her a reason, but he felt bad because of how many times she messaged him. Do not make cast feel like not responding. Do not make the cast feel bad for not responding. Do not keep messaging them because you want a response. Do not send other messages or comments to more active cast members like Savannah or Madison. I know they've been getting a lot of messages telling them to tell Owen or tell Charlie this and that. They're their own person. Remember that. We have to be able to separate Savannah from Carrie. Savannah is not a villain. Carrie, oh my god, villains. I didn't even talk about this. Wow, that is all I had on my iPad. But now that we're here, Savannah is not a villain. Do not send her hate. Tássia Tellis is not a villain. Do not send her hate. Mike Beach is not a villain. Do not send him hate for killing Lincoln. These cast members are just doing their jobs. Their job is to be the bad guy, but that is when they are at work. These cast members are not. Please learn to separate. This is for your own good, the cast members' own good. You can love and appreciate. Look, Allie from The 100 is a villain, okay? I'm allowed to hate her as much as I want. I'm allowed to you're allowed to do whatever you want, but I will send Allie hateful message. I've never done this, but this is an example. I can send Allie, the AIs, whatever, all the hateful messages I want, whether it's on Twitter or whatever. Never tag the actor or actress. They are not their characters. You are not tweeting at them. You are tweeting at a fictional character. I'm sorry. I don't mean to attack anybody. I just want everybody to know how special these cast members are. Please don't treat them like... I'm sorry. I just get so upset when people treat cast members like they're their characters, because Mike Beach, I'm sorry. This is just... Mike Beach used to get, or probably still does, I don't know. He got so much hate for killing Lincoln when Mike didn't kill anyone. Mike Beach is an actor. He was doing his job. His job was, as Pike, to kill Lincoln. Take it out on Pike, not the actors. At Conageddon, one of my favorite actresses, Tássia Tellis, said something that I will always tell people when they say Echo tried to kill Octavia. First of all, no, she didn't. If you don't know the show, I'm so sorry. Spoiler alert also. Wow, I could have started with that. She did not try to kill her. Octavia would not go willingly. So that was her only choice. Guess what? She also survived. She didn't kill anyone. But Tasya gets hate for it. And it pisses me off so much. I'm sorry to end on this note, but let's go back to the beginning. We gotta learn to separate cast from characters. You can love and hate one or the opposite. Remember, they are two different people and they are just doing their jobs. Please only spread love because there's so much hate in this world. These cast members are just doing their jobs, trying to make you happy with the show that you love, okay? So don't spread any hate. Tell them you love them. If they respond, yay. If they don't, just send it again, but don't harass anybody. That was the episode. I'm sorry I sound like I'm harassing so many people. This isn't meant to tell you what you can and can't do. I just wanted to talk about it because it's something really important when it comes to fandoms. That is it for today's episode. If you like the podcast and want to hear more, subscribe to Anchor or Spotify, and be sure to go rate and review on Apple Podcasts. If you want to come talk to me, my Instagram is @FangirlTalkPodcast. I also have a Twitter now, and it's @FangirlTalkPod. New episodes come out every other Thursday at 11 a.m., and I will talk to you lovelies soon.